Hello everyone and welcome to Nerdy by Nature. I am your host, Alannis Maximus, and today we're going to be touching on The Boys Season 3 and the teaser we recently received. Now, we are eventually in this video going to get to where Season 2 left off, so there are going to be some spoilers involved at a point, but I am going to definitely give you some warning there. As we've said before, I'm not a dick. Okay, so now I think the best starting point is we're going to cut to the teaser here, a little bit of the teaser. Now, as we can see, not a whole lot. It's basically a photo shoot that's set up. We've got Starlight and Homelander slowly panning in on Homelander's face. Now, for those that have watched, we all know Homelander isn't too keen on people. He isn't the good guy that he puts the facade up of and is made out to be, and we can see that in his face there, the anger and contempt, the painted on smile. So I think it's going to be interesting to see in which ways this manifests across the next season. Now, as I said, not a whole lot to look at there, but I think if you're a fan, it's still worth a look because any new content for the show is good content. And if you, of course, haven't seen Season 1 and 2, I would urge you to. Definitely not one for the kids. It is very adult, I'll say at least. But, yeah, I think what a good point to go to now is touch on some of the things we have heard we're going to be seeing in this season. Now, the first one is we are going to be seeing Soldier Boy. And he's being played by none other than Jensen Ackles. Don't know if you'd have seen the show. Didn't go for a long time. Not very popular, but he was in a small-time show called Supernatural playing a character called Sam Winchester. If you don't know why I'm referencing that, you'll really have to dig to find out on information on that. Only joking. You may also know him from, he was in Dark Angel with Jessica Alba before that. I think that was more his kind of breakthrough series kind of role. But yeah, he is playing Soldier Boy, and the character Soldier Boy is to Captain America what Homelander is to Superman, and kind of is that opposite kind of vibe as well, where you have Homelander who just hates people and just paints on the good guy face for the cameras. You have Soldier Boy who is being shown in the comics to be a bit of a coward, whereas you have Captain America who's like the upstanding, brave soldier character. Powers are, I think, relatively the same as Captain America. He's not as strong as some other heroes like Homelander, but he's got the super strength, things like that. He was the first famous superhero. He leads a team called Payback. He fought in WW2. In the comics, we see him kind of sucking up to Homelander to get a spot in the 7. But I think at some point we might see a bit of a jealousy from Homelander in this because he's obviously the first hero. Be interesting to see which way they spin it because, as we know, the comics are very different from the series. But I think this is, just on looks alone, is really well cast. Going to be really, really bloody good. Another hero we're going to be seeing is the Crimson Countess. She is being played by Laurie Holden, who we may all remember from The Walking Dead. She played Andrea. Really enjoyed her in that role. Now, I'm excited to see where she takes this, how she does in this. I reckon it'll be fantastic. As you can kind of see by the imagery, she is the equivalent of Scarlet Witch. Now, doesn't have the same powers. She's more of a look thing, but she's more centered around flight and heat generation. But yeah, I reckon this is going to be a real cool character to see as well. I'm a big fan of the Scarlet Witch, so cool to see Crimson Countess brought into the boys. And outside of this, we are also seeing some characters that are going to be new to the series that we haven't seen in the comic books. One of the characters we're going to be seeing is Blue Hawk, who is inspired by Groundhawk from the comics. Now, as you can see, Groundhawk is a bit of a Wolverine take. He's a feral hero, mindless kind of feral hero. Instead of claws for hands, he has hammers. Don't know if we're going to be seeing that, but I think that'd be pretty cool if they take that into the Blue Hawk character. Now, Groundhawk also leads a team of heroes called the G-Men. I wonder who that's a comparison to. But yeah, I think that's going to be really cool seeing him. Another one that we're seeing that we don't see in the comics is Supersonic. Now, from what we've read and seen, that's probably going to be filling the role of Drummer Boy. So a bit of the emotional wrench for Starlight, former boyfriend kind of story going on there, I believe. We're going to see. It's going to be interesting to see how much that interferes with the relationship between Huey and Starlight as the series progresses. Last but not least in terms of characters, we're going to have Gunpowder. And he's being played by Sean Patrick Flannery. Now, for me at least, the most kind of known role by him is the Boondock Saints movies, which, as a little bit of trivia, gives us a bit of a degree of separation, Kevin Bacon kind of thing going on there. He's obviously, as I said, in Boondock Saints. So is Norman Reedus, who we also see playing Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead. So now we have that kind of connection there in the Kevin Bacon way with Laurie Holden, who is in The Walking Dead also. Kind of irrelevant to things, big scheme about what we're saying here, but trivia is fun, isn't it? But anyway, I digress. The character Gunpowder is kind of a parody of a couple. Deadshot from DC Comics. Seen him last in the Suicide Squad movie. And the other character he's a parody of is a favorite of mine, Judge Dredd. Now, the character Gunpowder leads a team called the Teenage Kicks. And his powers are, he's a marksman, and he's got manipulation over projectiles, kind of trajectory manipulation as well. And he can manifest weapons out of thin air. So I reckon we're going to be seeing some cool stuff from that character. He's probably one of my most, him and Soldier Boy, I reckon, I'm most excited to see how it all goes down and how we see them interpreted with their powers and stuff. Now, this is the point where we're going to get a little bit spoily. So this is your warning. This is a spoiler alert. Once again, spoiler alert. Now that you have been warned, it's on you if you keep watching. But yes, season 2, it left off at some interesting points for me. The first one, we saw Stormfront being maimed by Ryan, Butcher's son, after being outed as a Nazi and doing a kind of big evil thing. So it's going to be interesting if we see anything more of her in this season. Actor, I believe, has gone on the record saying that it's not completely written out, but who knows? Maybe that'll be a bit more down the track. And to what capacity is, because she was kind of messed up. So I don't think she's going to be doing anything anytime soon. With that, on the subject of Ryan, he also accidentally killed his mum, Becky, Butcher's ex-wife. So it's going to be interesting to see where the story progresses with Butcher for this. He kind of doesn't have that main focus anymore. I'm sure it's going to be good, as Carl Urban is bloody amazing. And on the same subject, we saw Ryan given up to Mallory. I assume to go to another home, but there is also a series coming out based loosely on the G-Man, which is going to be teaching the next generation of Supes. Maybe we'll see him brought in there. Another thing we might see is, as I said, Blue Hawk is a kind of a take on the comics character Groundhawk, who is the leader of the G-Men. So maybe that's another little bit of a introduction we're going to be having to that spin-off series, which, from what I've heard so far, sounds pretty good. And if it's anything like The Boys, it's going to be pretty damn badass, I think, anyway. And lastly, we obviously have Miss Head Poppy, Victoria, being revealed as the suit that's been popping people's heads across the season. Obviously, Huey is oblivious to this, but he is working for her, so that's going to be another interesting one to see where that goes. Also, really looking forward to seeing her motivations and why she's doing this and what the spin on that is going to be. So all in all, some really cool stuff going around about this show. There's not heaps to see at this point. No doubt I'll probably talk about it when there is. But yes, we're seeing it released in June at this point, so going to be really, really cool. Looking forward to it. And as I said, if you haven't, get on this show. It's not for kids. Don't show it to your little kids. Please don't. And if you do, I warned you not to. But it is a really good time, especially if you like your kind of gratuitous violence and such, and bad humor. But yes, that's all on the subject for now. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. And remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll even give you some of my sorcery there. Now, thank you very much once again. I'm going to keep having the podcast coming up. And yeah, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.